Hey y'all, and welcome to this energy check-in. As always, check out my description box below. And while you're checking it out, you'll be seeing the new special for this month. And by all means, it's a great special. And I encourage you to actually take advantage of that because all of you, sorry to say, live in a lack mentality. And why I say that, because if it triggers you that you have to spend money on something that actually increases your value, this means that you don't even value yourself. I'm being very blunt about that because you may not even be consciously aware of that. Until you start investing in yourself, you then begin to realize how much you actually neglected yourself. Because if it triggers you to even spend money on you, you're putting everything else before you. But everything starts from within you and goes out from there. But you're just not even being aware of that factor of it. And this is why, having a community of support is important because you get perspectives from many different perspectives. I'm putting it as perspectives because it doesn't matter where that perspective comes from or how it even comes through. Whether it comes from another dimension or from a human experience here. There's so many ways that we can take in data, because that's all it is. Data itself is information, and it's up to you what you do with that information, how you empower yourself with that information, because everything is meant to empower you, to add to your experience here. So if it's not adding to it, then it's taking away from your power. So what I'm trying to do here is show you how powerful you are so you can just continuously add power to you, and that power adds value to you. And when you are full of value, then your passion increases, your abilities within you increase. Just ask JoJo about how she invests in herself. And each time she invests in herself, how much more empowering it is for her. It doesn't matter what she invests in. She's investing in herself. And she could tell you how much it has increased her value for herself. And since she has done that, how much everything else is reflecting it back to her. How she's able to attract things that truly add value to herself too. Because when you give, you end up getting more out of what you give. Because that's how the universe works. The universe is abundant. The universe doesn't lack anything. It's the same thing with you, because you are the universe. You just see it differently because of ego. That's why the ultimate coaching package is so important. Everything that I have in my description box is there for you to empower yourself. And the more you invest in yourself, the more you value yourself. That's just one of the laws here that we live with in this human experience. What you invest in is what you get in return. So the more you invest in yourself, the more you value yourself. And that's how it works. There's no way around it. That's why it's called law. It is what it is. It is what it is. And you're here for the human experience, so you abide by those laws. Regardless if you're, wanting to or not. It doesn't matter if you want to or not. You're here for the human experience. And for some reason, everything's glowing. It's just the energy. Like I told you before, I'm an energy reader. These cards are literally glowing. Nothing else is glowing, right? So obviously this message is very important. Because if you watch me and been following me, cards don't always glow. And I'm just trying to fit everything. And these legs of my camera are behind the camera. Where my hand is behind the camera. So, we talk about alter universes and everything. For some reason, the perspective of my 3D eyes see things differently than what my camera's picking up. And then my camera's picking up the aura of the cards. Remember I talked about everything is energy? And like what you're seeing is the energy of the cards. And now you're being more consciously drawn into the energy that the cards have with them too. So when I talk about me being an energy reader, that's one aspect of energy, and my camera's somehow picking up that perspective too. There's so many different perspectives of our experience here. It's an interesting reading. What's going on, y'all? Got Pentacles and then Wands. So a lot of you are probably learning more about how to manifest your money. We do live in a paradigm here on Earth that requires money, and internal pentacles represent money. So a lot of you are tapping into your gifts. What I'm really actually seeing here too is that a lot of you are having different experiences with my music I put out there. If you haven't even tapped into the music I have out there, you're missing out, because it's really going to help you explore all the possibilities that you're here to explore. Because music creates gateways, portals into other dimensions, and you're able to channel in other experiences with that music. And a lot of you already have expressed how the music, you're connecting to it. Even like we have the musical image readings, the MIRs, and that's a new service I have. And then I also have like on available to you a lot of musical experiences. And I'll just put it that way because there are a lot. I'm not telling you that you should do just one of them. You should do all of them, because with each experience, you're going to have another experience of yourself with it, because it's bringing out those experiences that are already in you that are here to experience, because we're here to experience everything. We're not here to limit ourselves to one thing. We're here to experience as much as we can, and this world is of abundance. If you're not feeling abundant, then you're not tapping into your full potential. What's keeping you from tapping into your full potential? Yeah, it's all about balancing out your masculine and feminine energy. That's given. But what are you doing with that balance? How are you incorporating those energies within you so that you can be in your true authentic self? And then when you are in your true authentic self, then you are authentically tapping into your power also. You're able to manifest everything that you're here to manifest, because Pentacles is all about our earth experience here. And Pentacles kind of is the measure of how well you're interacting here. This is the way it is. Your Pentacles kind of measure how well you're interacting here. And so, like, you can almost view Pentacles as being your justice card for how well you're doing here, because your Pentacles are going to measure that. If you're in lack, that means you're lacking something in your own life, because you tracked what you resonate at. So if you're lacking anything in your life, it's mirroring back to you the lack within you, and it's up to you to find out where that lack is and what to do about it. And that's why we have this community also, is to support each other so that we can help each other see a different perspective of ourselves, and then we take action with that so that we can evolve farther in our connection to ourselves. And the more we're connected with ourselves, the more we're connected to everything else. So if you're not connecting to things here in your experience here, that means you're not connected to yourself somewhere within you, because the outer world just reflects the inner world. It's 100% that way. 100% that way. The outer world just mirrors back the inner world. It's all interconnected. The illusion of disconnect is just that. It's a projection from your ego that there is such thing as separation, because everything is connected. Everything is connected. There's nothing that is not connected. So if everything is connected, how are you disconnected from Pentacles, which is money, right? So if you're disconnected from it, you're not connecting to it. Then it's up to you to find how to be reconnected to it, because that's part of your experience here. You don't lack anything. You come into this world knowing what you have to do, what you're here for. And then you don't lack anything to accomplish that. You have all alchemical elements, and that incorporates everything that you need here. Thus, that's why I have the book, the Passion Book. It helps you reconnect to your passions within you. That gives you everything that you need here. Then you're able to share that passion with other people so they can live a passionate life. Because you live a passionate life when you're connected to everything. You're not lacking anything. But sometimes you just have to be reminded of how to reconnect to all those aspects of yourself so you can be abundant here. And it's up to you to take action to reconnect to all those powers within you. It's all about remembering. The thing that keeps you from remembering is ego. That's why the packages are so important, because it helps you reconnect to yourself in ways that your ego may be blocking you from connecting. So the packages are designed to help you reconnect on all levels. Then we have coaching on top of that to help you. Everything works together. Everything works together. It's only your lack that keeps you from connecting. It's always lack. Because lack causes disconnect. Because you feel like you can't do it. You feel like you're less than. You feel like you can't. And that's all projections from ego, because you can. You 100% can. You have all the tools necessary. You have all the tools necessary. It's all about you incorporating your masculine and feminine energy, working together in sync, and incorporating all your experiences and letting it grow and not having to worry about it. It just happens naturally when you are aligned with your purpose here. Your purpose is your mission. That's why mission work is so important. That's why we even have a mission group on Discord. It's all incorporated to help you be who you really are. But you have to invest in that part of yourself, because that adds value. And when you add value to yourself, you empower yourself even more. You empower yourself even more the more you invest in yourself. There's no way around that. It's a universal law for a reason. It's for everyone, and there's no way around it. There's no way around it. There's so much in this reading. I don't even know if I could do short readings with these cards. There's so much information in these cards. It's unbelievable. I could probably do hours of reading just on one card, and not 6 of them. So I try to break it down into a meal that you can enjoy but don't get overstuffed with. And anyways, I'll just dive into it. So since these cards are kind of new and they're glowing, look at this. I'm even coming up close and it's glowing. Like, come on now. Seriously. It makes it hard to read, right? But these cards are glowing. And when they're glowing, it makes it hard for you to read. So obviously the messages on the cards are not what we're focusing on this reading per se. So what I'm getting out of these cards is that all of you have gifts to share in your experience here. Notice it's an experience. Look at all the things that are surrounding this person. And it's a feminine energy. So it's your own inner power within you. And you all have gifts. And your gifts are just one manifestation of the power within you. And you're meant to share that. But you value it. And since maybe a lot of you have lost sight of how valuable it is. And since you do that, you think that you should just give it away because it's so natural for you. But other people don't have it. So they're seeking it because they don't have it. You have it for them to have too. But you're not meant to give it away. You're not. What you have is valuable. Look at in the background. It's the sky, right? And that leads to how expansive we really are. Because the universe is just a mirror of us. If you look out into the universe, into the galaxies and everything, look how big and massive and wonderful it is. That's us. I can tell you one thing. In the world that we're living in, they're trying to even cover up the universe that we're surrounded by. Like when you look up into the skies, a lot of it, they're blocking our view. They're trying to block our view for how expansive the universe is. They're going out of their way to block our view and our connection to the universe. But if you go inward, it doesn't matter what they do out there, because we have it within us too. That's how powerful you are. In fact, the power within you is far greater than what you see with your naked eye in your experience here. 100%. And when you realize that for yourself, then you begin to see how powerful your gifts are and how much they are meant to transform the world around you. And you're meant to use your gifts so you can transform the world to a higher frequency. That's what all music is, right? Is a frequency. So we're meant to transform the world, and the frequency is to a higher frequency. Because then those lower frequencies don't even bother us. They're there, but lower frequencies would have to, higher their frequencies and match us. Then we're transferring the world to a higher frequency. Then all those lower frequencies disappear. They don't have any power here then. Then they can't rob it from us because they would have to raise their frequency in order to steal our power within us. But if you willingly surrender your power to them, they're going to take. They're going to take. So let's continue to raise your frequencies, then they can't even touch you. The only way they can is by raising their frequency too. See how this works, folks? They want what you have. But if you don't want them to steal from you, just continue to raise your frequency. Because then they can't touch you and steal from you. They can't. It's that simple. And then once you start raising your frequency, you're going to start attracting pentacles towards you. And also your tribe. Your tribe. People that want to co-create with you. See what they're doing there? They're working together to create what they want. They have a plan. Look, a plan right here. A plan. And plans are surrounding them, right? Like they even have a chart up there that says points of unity. I know it's probably hard to read because of how the cards are going. But they're working as a community. We do have a twin flame community here to support each other. The only thing that would cause disconnect in the community is ego. You gotta tame your own ego. And if you don't know how to do that, then get some coaching. Like the ultimate life coaching is gonna connect you to your essence and help tame that reptilian brain, which is a symbol of your ego. And ego is the only thing that causes separation. And there's a lot to that. I'm not going to dive too deeply into that. Like I said, you can get coaching from either myself or Brittany or Casey. And there's going to be a few more going on. There's in the midst of doing what they need to do to become an ultimate life coach for not only for themselves, but for everybody else they interact with. We're all important. It's just us reconnecting to that power within us. You just have to relearn how to connect to that power within you. Because it's there. It's there. All the time. You don't realize how powerful you are. Because if you did, you wouldn't have lack. You wouldn't have lack. That's why the community is so important. Because when we join our efforts together, we're able to accomplish a lot more than if we do it singularly. And it doesn't matter about your experiences because they're meant to empower the whole community. Not only yourself, but everybody else around you. It's all about acceptance. Unconditional self-love allows us to embrace everybody else for who they are and appreciate what they have to offer. Because we all fit together like a puzzle. And each one of those puzzle pieces are unique. But when they come together, they form a beautiful image. And you are that image too. And your role to make that image beautiful is important. Because without you, the image wouldn't be complete. That's how important we all are here. We're here for a purpose, and our purpose is important. It doesn't matter how your ego perceives it. You are important. 100%. And it's all about balancing out our masculine and feminine energy within us. And when they are flowing within us, it doesn't matter about how we perceive our things. We work together. We work together. It doesn't matter about our perceptions. We work together. We learn how to flow. The feminine energy flows easier than the masculine energy, but the masculine energy grounds us. And they work together in harmony. So if your masculine and feminine energy are not harmonized within you, you're going to have a hard time being empowered. Because everything has to be empowered within you. If there's one aspect within you that isn't, that's going to create a block. And one block can keep you from stepping into your full power. So if you're not stepping into your full power, it's your responsibility to find out why. That's why a community is so important, because we're here to support each other so that we can step into our full power. And there's a lot of lessons that come with that. And there's friction here on Earth, because friction has a purpose. Friction empowers us. Without friction, we won't get strength. The only way you could get strength is through friction. That's part of our experience here. Friction serves a purpose because it adds to our strength. Look at this, like we're seeing all these gems, right? Gems don't form without friction. Without friction, gems wouldn't form. That's where they get the beauty is through that friction. You are beautiful, and the friction you have here just adds to your value. The more friction, the more obstacles that you perceive that you're going through, just adds value to you. As long as you work through it and don't give up. You're meant to go through those experiences because it's adding value to you. All those experiences add value to you. So it serves a purpose. Notice that these two are going together. Gifts expand when you add value to yourself. The more value you have, the more gifts you align with. And all those gifts are within you to begin with all the time. But sometimes you have to go through transformations for you to realize how valuable you are. That's what the work is all about. It's discovering how valuable you are. But sometimes you have to uncover all the debris that's connecting to the value within you. That's what the work is so important, because it helps you realize how valuable you are. If you know anything about gems, you have to put some work into it to be able to find the beauty of those gems. Don't just say, haha, I'm right here, I'm free. No, you have to work for them. There's a lot of effort that goes into gems. The earth naturally supplies them to us, but if we want to have them part of our lives, it takes effort, it takes energy for you to actually appreciate them. The more energy you put into it, the more you appreciate it. That's why the wands are here, right? Starting out with the King of Wands, that masculine energy. Like, we're talking about effort here on earth. That's that masculine energy. And even in this masculine energy, he's going inward. He's tapping into his inner world. And then we see the Kabbalah around his neck. The snake there is wrapped around his neck. Mostly the Kabbalah is sexual energy, and the masculine energy is more led by their sexual energy. That's what gives them clarity. Notice the sun above his head. Now it's a little bit cloudy in this card, because a lot of times it's hard for the masculine energy to tap into the inner guidance, because they tend to focus more on outer experiences, and intuition is inner world, not outer world. So if the masculine is tapping more into the inner world, that means that the one that carries more of that feminine energy is doing her work, because the masculine energy is going to mirror that, but in a 3D sense. So if the masculine energy is actually going more inward, that means the feminine is doing her work. And she tends to focus solely on herself. Because I'm seeing a lot of solar plex energy here. That's about self. That's about self. That's about self. A lot of times the feminine energy can look outside herself, worrying about others, and they can tend to forget about themselves. So when you're in balance, working together with your masculine and feminine energy, then both will incorporate both those energies. It's balanced. It's balanced. And it doesn't matter about, rooted belief systems interjecting. You can even embrace that part of your life too. Because you are empowered. You're not looking for anything outside of yourself to feel whole and complete. Because you are. Because you are empowered within. You're not looking for anything outside of yourself to be empowered. The power comes from within you. You're embracing every aspect of yourself, even your rooted belief systems, because you transform them so that they empower you too. So when you're living in this 3D experience that we're here to interact with, you begin to appreciate even those experiences, because you transform your inner world, and your outer world is just reflecting that. And you're allowed to have all those experiences be just the way they are, because you embrace yourself the way you are. And you're able to do that because you did all that inner work, so you can embrace every aspect of who you are. And if you're able to do that for yourself, then you're able to do it for everything else in your life. Because it is just what it is. And we're here to experience the way it is. It's all about unconditional self-love. It's always about that. Embracing things for the way it is. Embracing things for the way it is. We're just here to experience it the way it is. It's only your ego that perceives us to be something different. But even in that essence, we're here to experience ego too. And it's up to you how you want to experience your own ego. Because that's yours. Your ego doesn't affect anything else but you in this experience. So it's up to you how you want to experience your own ego. And the way to do it is by balancing out all your experiences. You can't exclude one. Because if you exclude one, that could be a block from you manifesting what you're really meant to experience here. You're meant to be abundant here. You're meant to be abundant here. If you're in lack in any area of life, then it's up to you to figure out what's causing you to have that lack. Because it's mirroring back to you the lack within you. If you have lack within you, then it's up to you to find out why you had that lack in the first place. And find out how you can be abundant there too. Because you don't lack anything. It's all about your own perception. So a lot of times it's you working on yourself so you have a different perspective. So you can be abundant in all areas of your life. Abundant in all 4 alchemical elements. If you're lacking in one of them, it's up to you to find out why. And that's why the work is so important. That's why it's available for you because you are important. You're worth investing in. That's what we're seeing all these pentacles, right? You're worth the investment. We're here to support you. You are important. Well, I love you a lot, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.